Hello, welcome to Maltbox, the non-chill filtered whisky blog. I'm Andy and this is whisky review number 73. I don't know if you can see, but Winston's back. What I have for you today is something a little bit different. This is the third and final part of the Drams for under £20 mini-series. And basically, just to quantify, that is whiskies that RRP at £20 or under. You will find ones on sale under 20 quid, yeah, I wanted to get ones that are consistently at 20 quid or under. And what I have for you today is actually an Irish whisky, and that is from Bushmills distillery in Northern Ireland. And there it is, and this is their bog standard entry level Bushmills Irish whisky 1608 white label basically, and this is a blended Irish whisky. I purchased this from Morrison's at 17 quid. However, its usual RRP is £20, and you will find that quite consistently across the majority of retailers and or websites. Bottled at 40%, describes itself as Irish whisky, with an E of course, smooth and mellow. Make of that what you will. So there is the bottle once more. There you go. Some detail, there's the label. It doesn't come with a tube, doesn't come with a box. This is their entry level, bog standard, no nonsense Irish blended whisky. And it is very similar in a sense to Scotch blended whisky, in the sense that this is not a combination of malt whisky and malt whisky. This is a combination of 5-year-old Irish grain whisky distilled at Bushmills, and then it is actually blended with Irish malt whisky. There we go. Likelihood is there's colour in there. Likelihood is, well, it's chill filtered. It doesn't say it is, but it will be. So, whilst to say that this is a combination of grain and malt, it is. The malt whisky that forms part of this overall dram has been triple distilled, which is something that quite a lot of Irish distilleries do. There's also a couple of Scottish distilleries that do it on occasion, such as Auchentoshan. It does sort of lend itself to a lighter spirit. Irish whisky in itself is a lighter spirit in general. It's not as heavy, it's not as rich as the majority of Scotch whiskies. You will find that it does carry that kind of, well, it's quite proud of it really, I guess, in a way, that it's smooth, it's, you know, it's light, it's the light side of life. So, anyway, where were we? Moving on from the lighter side of life, let's get back down to my boring dulcet tones. So, tears on the glass there, although they are going around quite quickly. Again, suspect there is some colouring in there. I can see you staring at me. I've mentioned on Twitter that we now have 2 cats, so in fact here is the other one. Hey Luna. We now have Luna as well. She's a bit shy, she's tiny, she is however quite loud. So you will probably hear her at some point. She doesn't really understand the whole concept of whisky reviews yet. She will. So, bottled at 40%, chill filtered likely added colour, 20 quid, give it a go, let's see what it's got on the nose. Prickly, it's pretty prickly, it's 40%, but it is quite prickly, it's quite stringent. There's a bit of petrol in there, a bit of petrichor as well, oddly enough. It gets grassy. Sugar, lemon, barley, creamy, vanilla. There's also kind of like a fresh, tart, green apple kind of note to it as well, like a Granny Smith apple, very tart, almost sour. And then on the back of that, there is a kind of mustiness, which sort of brings it back down a little bit. It's very sort of ethereal. Is that the right word? It's very sort of light, it's very high, it's very crisp, it's very straight edged, I think is probably the best way to describe it. And then just at the back of the nose, then just right at the end, you've kind of got this sort of like old books, you know, like what sort of smell like old books get when they're in cardboard boxes for ages, musty, dusty, that kind of thing. So it's quite a conflicting sort of profile there. What are you doing? What are you doing, Spud? Yeah, just under the table, that's fine. Okay, so like I say, vanilla, creamy, flinty, very straight edged. Yeah, like I say, like the green apples in there, you've got the lemon in there, you've got the sugars, you've got the sort of barley element as well. Clean is probably how I'd mainly describe it, to be fair. A little bit clean, a little bit clean. There you are, hello, you alright? You coming up? No? No, she will do. She will do at some point. Right, onto the palate. There's a bit of a continuation. Sweet. It gets sweeter as it goes on, actually. You've got that creaminess, you've got that sort of vanilla. You've got toffee in there now as well, like caramel. Bit of milk chocolate. There's still fruitiness there, but I wouldn't say it's apple. I'd kind of say it's a little bit softer, like pear or something like that. You know, something not quite as in your face as tart apples can be or sweet apples can be. It's sort of a softer pear-like flavour. Again, a little bit crisp. The finish is now it's right home about, to be honest. It's nothing special. It's quite short, quite abrupt. A little bit of sweetness in that chocolate, sort of in the eddying in the aftertaste. That's pretty much it, to be honest. Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean, I've got a glass of water here, but I'm not going to add it to it. I don't think it needs it. I don't think it would do well with it. It's already a very light spirit. I've not really found that the majority of certainly 40% Irish whiskies that I've had in the past have stood up too well to water. Redbreast being a bit of a sidestep from that. I think Redbreast can sometimes cope with a little bit of water. This one definitely can't. However, in conclusion, 20 quid. It's actually not too bad. It's consistent. You know that you're using pretty decent grain in there. You know, the age of 5 years old. Not everyone would do that. And I know that's like 5 years old doesn't sound that old. When you're thinking of sort of like, I mean, Bushmills is not a small distillery. Old Bushmills is the actual name for the distillery. This is very much sort of set up as a proper factory. I know all distilleries are factories. We seem to have this in our heads, you know, of rolling streams and tumbling salmon, or is it? No, it can't be the other way around. Tumbling salmon, sure, why not? You know, and glens and waving grass and things like that. And you know, remember the old famous grouse adverts and stuff like that. And you know, Glenmorangie, we're all sat in the Glen of Tranquility. We get all this sort of like very nice imagery associated with distilleries, but at the end of the day, they're alcohol factories. They do it in a very sort of crafting way, but it's a booze factory. Do you know what I mean? Sorry to take the shine off it. Bushmills is certainly falling into that category. It's quite big. It is a big, chunky old distillery, and they do things very efficiently and cleanly, and you know, very well. Yeah, there we are. Bushmills Irish blended whiskey, 1608. I'm going to give this a score 4 out of 10. So it's done better than Tesco's Glenfern. I would take this over Tesco's Glenfern myself, personally, because I still think Glenfern was awful, to be frank. It was pretty bad. So, yeah, there we are. Thanks for watching. See you soon.